Are things beginning to get back to normal for you?
I feel like as though we have like a new beginning, and it's beautiful. You know, we're still blessed, and I mean, we've had our loss, but we're finding our way. We're finding our way. We're finding our way. We're finding our way. We're finding our way.
Hey, what's good everybody? It's your boy, Seethruthescript here, back with another video. And today, let's dive into the very bizarre and tragic passing of singer and actress Jennifer Hudson's mother, brother, and nephew in 2008, just shortly after her career took off. Jennifer Kate Hudson's journey began on September 12th of 1981 in the vibrant city of Chicago, Illinois. She was born into a close-knit family where love and support were abundant. From a young age, it was clear that Jennifer possessed a remarkable talent that would shape her future. Jennifer's passion for singing blossomed in the nurturing environment of her church community. Raised in a family deeply rooted in faith, she found solace and joy in the church choir. With each passing Sunday, Jennifer's powerful voice resonated through the halls, captivating all those who had the privilege of listening. The church became Jennifer's training ground, a place where she honed her skills and developed her unique musical style. She poured her heart and soul into every note, demonstrating a maturity and depth that surpassed her young age. I mean, in short, the raw talent that she possessed definitely won over the hearts and minds of those who got to hear it. As Jennifer continued to grow, her passion for singing only intensified. She dedicated countless hours to perfecting her craft, fueled by a burning desire to share her gift with the world. Little did she know that her unwavering determination and extraordinary talent would soon propel her onto the global stage. In the year 2004, Jennifer auditioned for the third season of American Idol, showcasing her powerful voice and undeniable talent to a nationwide audience. Her audition left everybody spellbound as her voice filled the room with its richness and depth. The judges and viewers at home were captivated by her impeccable control and emotional delivery, making her performance truly mesmerizing. Despite her remarkable talent, Jennifer faced a surprisingly early elimination from the competition. However, the judges and fans were in disbelief and disappointment, recognizing the extraordinary potential she possessed. Jennifer's departure from the show only fueled her determination to prove herself and pursue a successful career in the music industry. The reaction of her elimination served as a testament to the impact she made during her time on American Idol. The exposure Jennifer gained from American Idol set the stage for her immense rise to stardom. As both a singer and actress, she proved that setbacks are merely stepping stones to success, and her talent would not be confined by the confines of a reality show. Jennifer Hudson's tenure on American Idol may have been short-lived, but it ignited the spark that propelled her towards fame, and seemingly marked the beginning of a pretty long and very interesting career. Now, following her time on American Idol, Jennifer Hudson set her sights on the silver screen, determined to make her mark as a talented actress. Her breakthrough role came in 2006 when she portrayed the iconic character Effie White in the musical film Dreamgirls. Little did she know that this role would not only redefine her career, but also bring her critical acclaim and prestigious accolades. Jennifer's performance in Dreamgirls was nothing short of extraordinary according to critics. She fully embodied the complex and emotionally charged character of Effie White, showcasing her impeccable acting skills alongside her undeniable vocal prowess. From the moment she belted out of the show-stopping ballad "And I Am Telling You I'm Not Going," it was clear that Jennifer had delivered a performance for the ages. The film industry took notice of Jennifer Hudson's incredible talent, and the awards soon followed. Her portrayal of Effie White earned her widespread critical acclaim, and she received numerous nominations for prestigious awards, including the Academy Award, Golden Globe Award, and Screen Actors Guild Awards. At the 79th Academy Awards, Jennifer's talent was recognized as she took home the coveted Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. It was a historic moment, making her one of the few actors to win an Academy Award for their debut film performance. This achievement not only solidified her as a formidable force in the acting world, but also opened doors to a myriad of opportunities. With her success in Dreamgirls and her Academy Award win, Jennifer Hudson's acting career continued to soar. She appeared in a range of diverse and compelling roles in both film and television. From her dramatic performances in The Secret Life of Bees and Black Nativity, to her standout roles in Sex and the City and Empire, Jennifer consistently showcased her versatility and ability to captivate audiences with her nuanced performances. In addition to her success on the big screen, Jennifer Hudson also found success on stage, appearing in theater productions such as The Color Purple and Hairspray Live. Her performances demonstrated her stage presence and ability to command an audience, proving that her talent transcended different mediums. From that point on, Jennifer's acting career flourished as she continued to impress audiences and critics alike with her immense talent and undeniable presence on the silver screen and stage. Amidst Jennifer Hudson's rising fame and success, tragedy struck her family in a devastating and unimaginable way. On October 24, 2008, her mother Darnell Donaldson, brother Jason Hudson, and nephew Julian King were found brutally murdered. The mother and brother being killed in their Chicago home, while the nephew was abducted not too far from the home, only to be shot in the killer's SUV. The loss of her mother, brother, and nephew was definitely big news at the time. Now, it's sadly not uncommon for celebrities to lose family or close friends, as we've seen in the headlines time and time again. But a triple homicide like this definitely had people wondering. In this case, the killer was Jennifer's sister's husband, William Balfour, who currently is serving a life sentence in the Illinois Pontiac Correctional Center. 7 years after his conviction, ABC's I-Team got the first interview with William since it all went down. And during the interview, William claimed, quote, "I don't have nothing to do with this case and don't know who had anything to do with this case." He adamantly rejected claims that he was guilty for the crime. He even denied being in a relationship with the sister of Jennifer Hudson, Julia King. Now, personally, I'm not here to defend the man in any way, but analyzing the numbers as I do, it all lines up so perfectly, almost as if he was handpicked for the job or used as a scapegoat by the media, which, contrary to popular belief, this is not an uncommon practice in the media. Jennifer Hudson later opened up about the loss of her 3 family members, stating, quote, "I went from being an aunt, having a mom, and being a child, to not having a mom, becoming a mom, and raising my own child." Again, she was quoted saying, "I tell David all the time, you saved my life," David being her son. On August 10th of 2009, almost a year after the death of her family members, Jennifer and David Otunga, her fiance at the time, gave birth to their son, David Otunga Jr. Beyond that, Jennifer seemed to just pile on additional gigs within the industry to help her move on from the loss. But in reality, one could only question if these roles were passed down strictly due to her talent, or what she was willing to give up to obtain them. Without further delay, let's dive into the decoding process using the practice of English gematria. By analyzing the code of letters and numbers along with the date numerology, we can uncover intriguing numerical patterns that relate to the narrative at hand. Notice the phrases sacrificed family, Faustian bargain, and fame and fortune, all equal to 143 in the ordinal cipher, with the first two phrases also having a 2-for-2 match in the base ciphers. I feel by now most of y'all know exactly what a Faustian bargain is, but for those that don't know, please do me, but more importantly yourself, a favor and go and watch my video on that exact topic, which I'll link in this video. Moving on, I've spoke on the number 27 quite often in past videos, especially in my recent videos covering the death of Jimi Hendrix and Kurt Cobain, both entertainers whom have fallen victim to the 27 Club, which is often associated with death. And as you understand gematria more, you realize the number 27 is associated with words like ritual and sinful. Now, Jennifer was 27 years old when she lost her mother, brother, and nephew. Note their surname equals 27. But what I also found interesting was that the phrase sacrificed family for fame equates to 207. With the rules of numerology, you're left with the number 27, which matches the words above. Also, the killer William Balfour was 27 years old at the time of the murder. Here we could see on September 30th of 2008, Jennifer Hudson released her self-titled and best-selling album, which managed to sell over 800,000 copies. This album was released just short of a month before the tragic loss of her family. The album released on a date with 67 numerology. This number links to the infamous sacrifice code. Notice, human and blood sacrifice both equal 67 in the most pure cipher. Now, when we say most pure cipher in this community, we're actually referring to Pythagorean numerology, or full reduction. This is when you reduce every double-digit number to its singular form. For example, J is the 10th letter of the alphabet. 1 plus 0 equals 1. K is the 11th letter. 1 plus 1 equals 2. All the way to Z, the 26th letter, 2 plus 6 equals 8. As you can see, it's super simple stuff you could honestly teach a first grader. Now, often on this channel, we could see a consistent culprit that's behind the scenes of the lives of celebrities and entertainers alike, along with politicians, corporate CEOs, you name it. And that is none other than the Jesuits, aka the Society of Jesus, the rulers of the Vatican, whom are hell-bent on their journey to truly control the world by any means, from entertainment, government, science, education. But what better way to reach the masses than entertainment, and controlling fans' favorite celebrities, forcing them to do wicked things in exchange for fame and fortune. Now, outside of the Jesuits, there are many other offshoots that all link back to the same direction, such as the Illuminati, Freemasons. They all have their hands on the wicked music industry. So I say all of this to point out that at one point, Jennifer Hudson even addressed the claims that people were making, saying that she sacrificed her family to become part of the Illuminati and excel her career. On an interview with DC's Magic 102.3, she went on to say, quote, "Every time I hear stuff like that, I'm like, you will not take the credit for God's work and give it to Satan. Not on my watch. Not on my watch." So again, it's extremely upsetting. There's so much to be said about that, but you don't have the time and neither do I, end quote. Now, in my humble opinion, this is simply her saving face. Notice she ends that statement with, "There's so much to be said about that, but we don't have the time to discuss it." Anyway, she released her first and biggest album through Arista Records, which is owned by Sony Music Entertainment. Note that label name, Arista Records, equals 201. This number definitely ties back to none other than the Jesuit order, but it also matches with the phrase Saturn worship and order of Illuminati. Now, I know someone new is thinking, why the hell is this guy bringing up the planet Saturn? But it really goes a lot deeper than just a planet, and I recommend checking out an older video of mine, which I'll link above, diving deeper onto this topic. But for the sake of time, Saturn is named after the Greek god Kronos, often referred to as the father of time. And what's fascinating is that in Greek mythology, Kronos was known for eating his own children, in other words, sacrificing them, in fear that they would once overthrow him like he did his father. Now, the point I'm getting at is often that Saturn is associated with the concept of ritual sacrifice, and Jennifer Hudson's first album was released under Arista Records, which, as shown earlier, connects to the phrase Saturn worship, but it also equals 93 like Saturn alone. And Jennifer Hudson released her debut album on September 30th, a date that can be written 9/30 like the number 93. But lastly, if you add up the ages of her deceased family members, it equates to none other than 93. In addition to that, in this article posted by the New York Post, released on September 12th, 2022, which was her birthday, the article titled "Jennifer Hudson's Zodiac Sign Helped EGOT Winner Gain Superstar Status." It went on to state she has 5 planets in Libra: her Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. Even when life has challenges, she ultimately possesses a bright outlook on life, which is what attracts even more fortune and favor to her. Her Mercury is then also united with Saturn, the planet of ambition and permanence, bringing her incredible levels of focus and concentration. Later in the article, it reads, last to mention, which should also be quite obvious, is that she was born to be a star. She has one of the rarest planetary links, her Jupiter and Saturn conjunct, meaning that she was born for greatness and was meant to be a leader. To add further emphasis on this, her Mars links to Saturn, bringing her limitless energy to fuel toward her ambitions. Nothing truly can stop her. The media itself is referring to the energy she absorbs through her astrological alignments in relation to the planet Saturn. Moving on, here you could see from her debut album to the death of her family is a span of 3 weeks and 3 days, similar to the number 33. This is one number I will mention again as this video goes on. However, for more on that number alone, feel free to check out this video I released not too long ago on it. Now, back to the topic of a Faustian bargain, the date her family members were killed had prime numerology of the number 62, like the following words: sacrifice, Faustian bargain, and fame and fortune, all in the reduction ciphers. The date numerology surrounding their death had several numerical clues linking to the narrative, as they were ultimately killed in a shooting. Note the words kill and shooting equal 44 and 17 and 107. Matching the date numerology the family died. In addition to that, notice the exact address of the family's home, 7019 South Yale Avenue, matches the date numerology and what actually ended up happening there. I also found it interesting that the address the family was killed at, excluding the nephew who died outside of the home, holds the value of 143 in the reverse ordinal cipher, matching with the phrases mentioned previously, as you could see below. Now, gathering the sum of the month and day the family died, 10 plus 24, you can see it equates to 34, which is often referred to as the murder code, as the word murder equals 34 in the most pure cipher. Here you could see Jennifer's mother, Darnell, died 14 days from what would have been her 58th birthday. Note the words mom and dead both equate to 14. Hudson's mother's full name was Darnell Donerson, which equates to 170, like the word sacrifice, which is also what I'm alluding to her mother being for her daughter's career. Sadly, amongst those that died was a young 7-year-old boy by the name of Julian King, whose name holds the value of 162, matching the celebrity in the family, Jennifer Hudson. Note, Jason Hudson, the brother of Jennifer, who also died, his name and the word brother both equal 41 in the reduction cipher. I personally just found this pretty interesting. Now, on to the murderer himself, William Balfour. Note his first name has a 2-for-2 match with the word murder, which he was ultimately arrested for the murders and death of 3 individuals on a date with 34 numerology, as mentioned previously. In relation to the 79, The media often reported that the family's death occurred on the 7900 block of South Yale Avenue in Chicago, Illinois, but as mentioned earlier, it happened specifically at 7019 South Yale Avenue. Note, William was born on May 10, 1981, according to prison documents, which was the 130th day of the year, which is interesting as he was the one who was charged behind this gruesome murder, which seems to be a lot more like some sort of ritualistic human sacrifice, a phrase that equates to 130, just like the date the family was killed, October 24th, when written out as such, which couldn't be more fitting. No, it was the husband of Jennifer's sister who killed their family members on the 24th of October. Interesting, as the word husband holds the value of 24. Now, going back to the number 33 for a second here, out of all the 12 months in the Gregorian calendar, October is the only month to hold the value of 33 within the 4 base ciphers. And you can go look that up for yourself using the Gematrinator. But it was October, the month her family died, and again, remember the words family equal 33 alongside Hollywood. This number also pops up again in relation to William Balfour, as he was sentenced to life in prison 3 months and 30 days after the murder of Jennifer Hudson's family. Now, I put the phrase mind control below that because clearly this man was not in his right mind when this tragic event went down, and it's been well documented that the United States government has studied and practiced mind control with individuals under the infamous MK Ultra project. Now, usually the very individuals we see plastered all over the media when it comes to these crazy headline murders, they're usually products of a psychological operation, aka PSYOP or mind control. Note, mind control equals 137, which is the 33rd prime number. But here I found some more interesting numerical alignments surrounding the day William Balfour was charged for the crime and how it connects numerically to the day he was sentenced to life in prison. Note, the media reported that he was charged on December 2nd of 2008, a date written 12/2, like the number 122. But what are the odds that he was actually sentenced to prison exactly 122 days from the day he committed the crime? It's worth noting that the phrase staged event holds the value of 122.
To hear you describe it,
Right.
this was a huge conspiracy.
Exactly. Exactly.
Would have involved lawyers, witnesses, the police, technicians. Is that correct? All of
Right.
those people.
Right.
If you didn't kill Jennifer Hudson's family, who did?
I don't know. I mean, I could sit here and speculate to many names and just throw them out there to you. It still won't solve it.
Again, it's not really out of the realm of possibility that this event was staged and that he himself is just a scapegoat for who actually committed this murder. I also am aware that some in the community are under the impression that these stories are 100% fake, in the sense that literally no one actually dies. While I cannot 100% confirm or deny that, I really do lean on the perspective that the devil needs his blood in exchange for the worldly benefits that he will provide to the one that's willing to give shit up. Anyways, the last few observations I want to point out go back to the infamous word sacrifice. As you could see here, the word sacrifice is a running theme throughout this video. So a big milestone of Jennifer's is when she won her first and only Oscar to date for her role on Dreamgirls. I noticed from that day to what would have been her 26th birthday was a span of 199 days, which is the 46th prime number. And as you could see, the word sacrifice in the full reduction cipher equals 46. This in my eyes was the industry's way of gifting her early for what was to come, but also planting the seed for the future. But what really solidified that thought for me was when I calculated the span of time from when she was awarded her first Oscar to the day her family would eventually die, which as you could see is a span of 607 days. Using numerology, zeros are null, leaving us with the number 67, which again goes back to the sacrifice code with both human and blood sacrifice equaling 67. This just closed the case for me numerically that this was a certified ritual to propel her career to new heights. Now, the last thing I want to point out is that after the release of her self-titled album in 2008, Jennifer received a Grammy for Best R&B Album during the 2009 51st Grammy Awards. She just so happened to receive this award exactly 107 days from the death of her family. This is crucial considering in gematria, the phrase ritual sacrifice equals 107, along with the word sacrifice alone, which equals 170. Again, with the rules of numerology, both reduced to the number 17. Again, in my eyes, this was another numerical stamp that just further solidifies why people like myself and many others believe this wasn't just some ordinary murder in the news, but a celebrity ritual sacrifice for her career to grow and become part of a select few of entertainers that would go on to have many more accolades and success than the average wannabe celebrity. But aside from the numbers, in the present day, although the new generation might not be listening to Jennifer Hudson's music like that, she still has her hands in the industry as a producer and daytime talk show host. She is also just one of 18 celebrities to hold the prestigious title of an EGOT winner, more specifically, the 17th celebrity to achieve such accolade. Now, what are the odds she's the 17th? Oh, and for those that don't know what the EGOT stands for, it means Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award winner. Something one is only likely to get with great sacrifice. Yes, talent might be a little bit important, but sacrifice is even more crucial. I mean, one can definitely say that her deal with the devil has paid off in the material world, but one can only wonder what her soul bears and what her afterlife will look like. I mean, whether you believe in an afterlife, all of us will and must face consequences for our actions on this earth. Nothing will go unaccounted for. However, with all that said, I think it's time to wrap this one up. As always, I really appreciate y'all tapping in, but y'all know the drill, man. Be sure to drop me a comment, beat the hell out of that like button, share the video, and most importantly, subscribe, man. Remember, all of those things are free to do. It's been your boy Script, and I'm out of here. Peace, 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 peace.
Did you know you'd be a star?
I knew since the age of 7, that's what I wanted to be. And I always used to say, I have a famous sounding name. Mama, don't I have a famous sounding name? Like, think about it. Listen, Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, Jennifer Hudson. And you keep going and it just fits right in. And I used to tease her and say,
well, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Might get it. Might get it. Might get it.